Hey, Joe Bob here. I'm back at Bryant Station and I'm going to explore the branch, which is the creek that runs all the way across the back of the property, the site, the fort area, whatever you want to call it. And that branch was important because that was the direction that the messengers that they sent to Lexington to get soldiers to help them in their siege. And they took that route. It was partially undercover, and I believe Indians were here at the turnpike and in the cornfield, so they didn't want to go that way. So I'm going to look at a map here and show you roughly where that is. I get back to you. This is a crude drawing of Bryan Station. I believe it was drawn by Mr. Ficklin, and this appeared in Herald Leader, I think 1916 newspaper. And I don't know if I can point it very well, but the branch runs along this way. And that's what I'm going to be walking on, is that branch. I'm going to try to get into it over here by the, I don't know, Big Spring. And this is the direction towards Lexington and the fort there. And they were sending messengers that way to try to bring back help for the siege. Indians, I believe, were, hidden in the corn in here. This is the turnpike. Didn't want to go that way, so they went this way according to the branch. Important part. I'll get back to you. Well, all right. Joe Bob here. I'm at the Big Spring, and right there we're looking at the channel that the spring water came out of. I guess it still seeps out of it now. Anyway, it's winding right around through there. Over there, it starts flowing again. I'm gonna walk over that way. I might get in the water and walk, just to show how serious I am about this. Get back to you. Well, here I am. I'm in the water. Not a very big flow right here, but we're picking it up as we go in through here. Kind of like a little island here on my left. Very nice. Right there ahead of me, right there, is Elkhorn Creek. That's where this flows into. Very nice. Let me put this on pause so I can climb out of here. I'll get back to you. All right, I'm back in the branch. Back in the branch. Some lovely masonry work done here. And a lot of rock there. There's some work that's in progress. We're going to weave around it, see what it is. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Looking down, getting an idea of some of the rock in here. Let me get situated here. Yeah, so here I am. I'm getting ready to go under the footbridge. Got some good current flowing here. Let me get my footing. I'll be right back at you. All right, that's some of the stonework that was on my right as I went through the little bridge there. I'm gonna wade up in there to the current and jump the creek 10 or 12 feet. Get back at you. All right, this is where the branch is taking a little turn. You can see with all this stuff here, there's some groundwork getting ready to be done, which I guess that's necessary. That's progress. Anyway, that's right there is where I'm heading. Turn of the branch. Get back at you. All right, that's the turn I took. I just jumped over all of the mud and yuck that's right there. Not enough of the branch to get in. But anyway, if you've noticed from the little map that I showed you, this is not a straight line, as Mr. Ficklin showed on the map. I'm sure he was just trying to do a quickie drawing. I'll let him have that one. Get back to you. Here's a little pooled up area. I'm gonna walk around the edge of it. Because that's what I do. Get back to you. All right, come back in the water here. I'm not sure if I can get under those branches. I might have to step around it. So, please forgive me. Get back to you. All right, I stepped around 20 feet or so, and now I'm here where the little bridge goes over the farm road part of the creek. Should I say the branch. Let me jump over here to the other side. All right. I'm going to try to get down in there and see how deep I'll wade. Get back to you. All right. There's the bridge. Here's the water line. This is where I'm getting back in the creek, the branch. I'm going to nip my way around this honeysuckle branches here. That's one. All right. Boy, this is action, isn't it? This is action. Probably this is what the kids of the fort did in the time of peace. All right, I'm going to pause for a minute. There's a truck coming. All right. I have permission to be here, but, you know, from all the times in my life that I haven't had permission to be somewhere, I'm used to getting really small when a vehicle comes by. All right, I'm just looking up out of the branch for a moment. There's the fence. Follows that fence on over to where the little spring is. And up there's where Will lives. All right, on I go. All right, if you see something swimming at me, let me know. All right, as you can tell, we're taking a hard left here. Kind of deep in here. Wow, it's a nice little scalped out area here. Could very well be a speeder. And when it's not doing that, it's probably a feeder stream. Now, as we look out of the branch and over there to the other side, that's where the fort would have been, on that hill where the White House is. I'm assuming the fort came that far, 600 feet long. I have to bring a tape measure out here one day and get somebody to help me chain it off. But anyway, that's probably where I think it was two guys that were the messengers came down. They probably got into this bank here. I don't think they got in the water. Who knows? But anyway, this is where they probably entered this to get to the fort in Lexington. So let me get right back to you. It seems like I can't get through that stuff in front of me. Just have to go around it. Get back to you. All right, I'm back in the water. in the branch. Getting ready to take another turn up here. Ah, that's a fresh branch laying here in the water. That's probably, the guys were marking their trail in case they couldn't get back. Ha ha. Now, I'm just guessing, but in a time of dire need, or when safety is a factor, they could have dipped their buckets in down here and got some drinking water. I'd have to think, 250 years ago, this would have been pretty sanitary. What do I know? Taking another really big turn here to the left. Whoa. As you can hear, that's me stumbling. All right, I'm trying to figure out a way to get around that. So let me try and get back at you. All right, one obstacle done. Let's see how I can do this one. All right, I see a obstacle here. Oh my. It's going to take two hands to do this one, so I'll get under that and get right back to you. All right, so I just ducked under all that. And another turn here. I'll head up that way. Heading over here towards the edge. You can see right up there. I ain't gonna get through that. I'm gonna have to port. Get back to you. All right. This is where I came out just now. And the branch continues to curve up that way and I can't get through. So I'm gonna cut through here and see if I can find a way back in. Get back to me. All right, there. I just jumped through that. And here I am, taking another big turn, heading up there towards Little Spring. Boy, I didn't realize how long this was. Anyway, I'm taking the long way. Bye. So I can't say that I've seen any water moccasins through here, but I would not be surprised. Here we got a little log jam as I cut through here. I'm going to have to figure out a way to move these limbs. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned is a lot of these things are locust thorns, and so I'm trying to correct my language off camera when I grab one. Get back to you. All right, I'm on not firm ground because I'm sliding all over the place. But I'm on my way. On my way. That's the back of Will's house. And next door neighbor. Must we where Boone stayed. Pardon me, a lot of pollen. I could be wrong, but back up in there is where the little spring is. I'm continuing on here. After a while, when I take a water break, I'll pick the bugs out of my hair because they're in there. Oh. Now, I could have waited till December to do this. Wouldn't have been so much overhang and stuff growing here, but water would have been a lot cold. But you know, I think I would have braved that. I would have done that in hindsight. Oh, sorry, that was thorns. All right, I can see a spring sneaking in from this side here, but there isn't any way that I can follow that up to see where it's coming from. So I'm continuing on the branch. I can see a woven wire fence ahead of me. And we should know that from when I did my little film of the little spring basin, we hit that woven wire fence and came down here to the water. So, ouch, thorns. Hey, old concrete block. What's that doing down here? Here's a survey marker. Also right, I guess this is as far as I'm gonna go. We're on the other piece of property. I'm not sure if this is property from the fort site, but there's an old gate been up there. So that's odd. And there's a couple wooden fences there. That's odd. Well, it wouldn't be, it's a farm. Anyway, this might be as far as we go on the branch. On the other side there, it goes under the railroad tracks. So we've basically done the branch. Hope you had a good time. I'm just thrilled to death. It's Joe Bob. I'm out of here. All right. And you got Joe Bob here coming to the surface right out of the branch by the little pump house. I'm out of breath. Get back to me as I sign off.